Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video on the main channel, and today we're back once again with another top 10 video. Top 10 typings are back. Today we're doing top 10 fairy. Today we are joined by Mr. Jack.
Hello.
Mr. Alcaraz.
Bonjour.
And also a newbie to the top 10 series and to the channel, we are joined by the wonderful Mr. Burley.
Hello.
Yes, so we've whipped up all of the best experts on fairy type Pokemon. Obviously, that's why we're here. And
is that a reference to the whipped cream item? That's a fairy item.
It is now.
What?
It is now. So we asked, as our esteemed, I say esteemed, they're people. We asked a bunch of people for their top 10 fairy type Pokemon, and today we asked me, Mr. Nintenhawk, Simon. We asked ChatGPT as always. Ryman, Foss, Jet, Creffy, Chris Alka, Burley, Sprangle, Molly, Shadow, Reflect, Guzma, Hanny, Nico, Saturn. So we got about 19, 20 odd list today. So hopefully the list is more accurate. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And we actually have a reigning champion in Gen in fairy type Pokemon, and maybe a new Gen will win. Who knows? But so, ready to get into this? We're going to kick off with a tie.
Of course we are.
Would you like the Pokemon that ChatGPT had top 3, or would you like the other one first?
Let's just jump straight in with ChatGPT.
Okay.
Let's just start off as we move on.
In joint 14th spot with 23 points. This Pokemon, ChatGPT had number 2, and Guzma had number 1. This Pokemon came out in Generation 6.
Okay.
It is.
With fairy type, that doesn't narrow it down very much.
It's the only Mega on this list. That doesn't narrow it down either. It's Mega Gardevoir.
Oh, okay. You threw me off because you said Gen 6, but yeah.
It got Mega Gardevoir as in Gen 6. So yeah, Mega Gardevoir, highest ranking Mega. I think it's the first time a Mega's made a top 15 in these typing videos, if I remember correctly.
It is, yeah.
Which is
I remember being very shocked that Mega Rayquaza didn't make the Dragon list.
Yeah. So Mega Gardevoir, is it the best? I don't think it's my favourite Mega Fairy type. So I don't know.
I prefer the regular Gardevoir to Mega Gardevoir, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Just like design.
Design wise, yeah. I think maybe because I know Diantha's not like the best like champion in the game, but it's like when you think of Mega Gardevoir, you think of Diantha because that's literally her ace in the game, isn't it? So
yeah, I mean, it being an ace for a champion probably does help a bit. I think it will help by the fact that it's Gardevoir.
It is Gardevoir,
honestly.
Yeah. And it's super.
So it's just going to be naturally a popular Mega because the Pokemon it's a Mega of is popular.
Exactly. And like Mega Gardevoir didn't do much to change it compared to like normal Gardevoir. It just made its dress a bit bigger, and kind of. There's not really much difference, is there, between the two?
I mean, I do like it. I do think it looks cool. But I just prefer the original one.
I prefer the original.
I'm not surprised that it got points.
Like Mega Marwile. What Mega Fairies are? Mega Marwile, Mega Altaria, Mega
Diancie,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think Gardevoir. Maybe I prefer Altaria like a little bit more than just a floofy cloud.
Altaria's so fluffy, it's like cotton candy. I want to eat it.
Exactly. And Mega Gardevoir is just like, woo, I'm here. But yeah, I'm surprised that ChatGPT had a Mega in second, but.
So am I, actually. I kind of thought ChatGPT would just be like, what's a Mega?
I think it put Gardevoir, and in brackets it just put Mega and started talking about the Mega, so I just presumed that's what it meant. It is what it is. But yeah, so tied with Mega Gardevoir with 23 points is a Pokemon from generation numbers 7. Sorry, my dying alarm's going off. Hang on.
Okay. Well, stop dying.
I'll stop dying. Right, it's fine, I'll stop dying. Right, so Ty.
Yeah, you see how it is. It's a Pokemon community. You hear about Gardevoir and everything.
The alarm has gone up.
Yeah, exactly. Everything just dies off. But yeah, so tied with Mega Gardevoir is a Pokemon from generation number 7.
Right.
Okay. We're going to Alola. It's a legendary / mythical Pokemon from Alola, so that doesn't narrow it down, does it?
Okay,
Really,
so it's one of the Tapus, I'm thinking.
It is one of the Tapus.
I genuinely forgot those were fairy types when putting in my list.
It's not the one you're thinking of. It's Tapu Fini.
Okay.
Tapu Fini.
Hang on, which one's that?
That's the water
Fini.
one. That's the water
I
one.
always get Fini and Lele muddled up in my head. I can remember Coco and Bulu. I don't remember which the other two are.
Lele's like the blue one, which is like kind of, I don't know.
Lele is pink.
Yeah, Fini.
Lele's pink. I'm Fini.
Lele is pink.
Yeah, the blue one. We're talking about the blue one. The blue one.
Hang on. Which one is the? Which was it? Fini or Lele?
God, Fini got joined 14th. Tapu Fini.
Fini.
Tapu Fini. Yes.
Okay.
Colorblind people are not going to enjoy this right now.
Yeah. So I had Fini in number 7.
So Fini didn't make my list, but it was very close. Like it would be like top 15 for me. Yeah. It's like out of the Tapus, it's my second favorite because I do have one that's higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's my second favorite of the 4.
Like I feel like obviously in the story of the Lola, Coco like takes like the center stage like in the story of Gen 7, but I just feel like Fini is one of like the forgotten ones because isn't it on the last island you get Fini? I think. I'm pretty sure.
I believe it is on the last island. Yeah, I was going to say, I re-looking at the design, I just pulled up the design. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that one is there.
Got it
I feel like it's one of the most forgettable ones out of the 4, because of the fact that Pony Island, which is the island it resides on, is kind of, I don't know, it feels way shorter. You're on there a lot shorter of a time than on the other 3.
Yeah, it's just a bit, it's very forgotten about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and not just that. Like Tapu Bulu on the island before is also kind of forgotten. I think he's like in a random desert. Yeah. But yeah, Fini is alright. I'm pretty sure a lot of people used to use it during competitive around that time.
Yeah, because
I'm not entirely sure, but
yeah, because
I don't know. It's just I feel like all 4 are kind of the same. Tapu Koko like the main one, and the other 3 just kind of blend in together. For my opinion, I gotta be honest.
Like
I've got to agree with that. I've got to say, shiny Tapu Fini is really cool. Yeah, like, it's a very underrated shiny.
It's like black and it's like just elegant, isn't it? I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think all 4 of them are black, but it suits Tapu Fini the most.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's broken in competitive because when it had misty, because obviously when you send it out, it gets misty terrain. Can't be toxic, can't be paralyzed, can't be burnt, all that stuff. And it's a bulky Pokemon, so that's like you can't poison me, and I'm bulky as hell. So come at me, bro.
I think Water Fairy, I love that as a type combo. I just really love that as a type combo. As we'll see with some of the other Pokemon I might have chosen on my list. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, so those are our joint 14th spots, and nothing like really amazing. Like nothing. They're not gonna. I'm not surprised they got that low, but they're there. So we move on up to 26 points in 13th spots. So we've got a little bit of a jump. This Pokemon, Creffy had number 1. This Pokemon is Gen 8.
Okay.
We're going to Galar. I forgot what region was it's on. That's one of the worst games in the series. So.
No, that's Sun and Moon.
Oh, that's Scarlet and Violet. That one's unfinished.
No, that's true too.
No, actually, wait, BDSP.
BDSP, yes, BDSP, yes. So
actually, it's black and white. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa!
Actually, it's red and blue.
I am absolutely
Jack
kidding.
Is absolutely kidding. That's one of his favourites.
That's literally my favourite.
Anyways, what's the Galar Pokemon?
Galarian Pokemon. This Pokemon, I'm not surprised it got here. It's Grimmsnarl.
Okay.
Grimmsnarl,
I love Grimmsnarl. He's so cool. He's such a cool typing, dark and fairy. It feels like two polar opposites of each other.
I just feel...
Yeah.
Like, Grimmsnarl didn't even cross my mind. Like, I don't hate Grimmsnarl. I don't like Grimmsnarl. He's just there for me.
Grimmsnarl was another, like Tapu Fini, came very, very close to my top 10.
Yeah.
I had one on my team for Sword and Shield, and I very distinctly remember it being one of the... Because I wasn't a big fan of the, like, Gen 8, like, the new Pokemon in Gen 8, and Grimmsnarl was one of the ones that stood out to me as one I actually liked.
That's fair.
So yeah, like you said, it's a really cool type combo. I think it's a really cool evolution line just in general, honestly. So
It's a bit, I don't know, because when it got introduced, wasn't it just there was just the baby one? I can't remember what the baby one's called. Is it Impidimp?
Impidimp. It was. It's one of the most interesting revealed Pokemon ever. It was in the demo for Sword and Shield. So if you went to the different events, it was already in the game, and it was also in that weird trailer 24-hour stream where they revealed.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Kind of walked by.
Oh,
it never got originally revealed, and then it was just kind of in the game.
Yeah.
But I love Grimmsnarl. He's on my team as well, Jack, and it was physically very strong and had a lot of like variety from what I recall for its moves, which is not something a lot of the new Gen 8 Pokemon had. And if you want to diversify on your team, like honestly, having both Dark and Fairy on one Pokemon is kind of nice for type diversity.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a really great combo.
Yeah.
And as Alka said, it can learn some awesome moves. I do remember using it back in Sword and Shield days. For me, it was number 6 on my list. It was one it surprised me seeing that final form when you got it to it. Catching little Impidimp, getting it go, and just seeing the evolutionary line, and it was like, whoa, he bulked up. Okay, Dark Fairy, alrighty, let's see with this. Ooh, you can do some damage with this Pokemon, alrighty.
Not just that, but it kind of changed its colors as well. Going along the evolution line, as it was more pink before. You had like his emo smaller brother, like before.
Yeah,
I forgot what its name is, but
I think it's like Morium.
Morgrem.
Oh, Morgrem. That's one of the most. Sorry, that one's very forgettable to me, but I agree with on my list as well. It, as Birdie said, it's a great Pokemon, and I feel like a lot of people use either this Pokemon or Hatterene on their teams because like Fairy types are very good in the game. They cover a lot of types and a lot of really strong types, such as dragons. But Hatterene, Psychic Fairy, we've seen that before, but like Dark and Fairy is like, I'm pretty sure that was the first time we saw that type combination. I feel like for the first try, they did really good.
I believe so. That was the first.
I think it still is the only one, unless there's one in Gen 9 I've forgotten about.
No, I think it is, which also does give it a big boost in my eyes. I always like the unique type combos. So.
And it got a Gigantamax form.
It did.
Yeah.
God, those were a thing.
Those were a thing, weren't they? Those were a thing.
You thought he was powerful before it, Gigantamax him, and just watch the Pokemon faint in front of you.
Exactly. Now that was a Pokemon I wasn't surprised made the top 15. This next one, however, didn't even. Oh, Jack's gone.
This next Pokemon made Jack
disappear.
I don't know what happened there, but I'm back.
He's back. So yeah, this next Pokemon, I was really shocked it got 30 points. Like, I didn't think people liked this Pokemon, but apparently they do. We're going to Gen 5.
Right?
Okay.
Gen 5 and Fairy.
Yeah, Ryman had it first.
There is only one option here.
Ryman had it first. Someone in this call had it in their top 3.
No, there's 2 options. Ignore me.
One of those, that person is Alka, who looks very confused at me right now. I don't remember. You had it second, Alka.
Oh.
Alka stares off in confusion.
I heard myself in confusion.
It's Whimsicott.
Oh, Whimsicott! Oh, I love Whimsicott! I thought you were going to Mega Audino. Oh, I love Whimsicott. Don't you dare hurt Whimsicott, okay? He's precious.
Like, the thing is, I'm not upset it's here. I just thought Whimsicott was one of the ones that people kind of just like, oh, there's so many better fairy types. Whimsicott just gets left to the side. I don't know why, but there's like, I sometimes forget it's a fairy type. I just presume it's just a grass type. That's just me. But
I mean, I forgot it was a fairy type literally just then because I thought it had to be Mega Audino. So, but Whimsicott is really cool. I do like it.
I do like it.
Yeah.
I put it on my list and I forgot it as well, Jack. But I feel like that's also because Codney and Whimsicott just aren't in a lot of games. I feel like, or just available to use in a lot of playthroughs. But
they're kind of very overlooked, and it's kind of the issue with a lot of Gen 5 mons because they added so many mons in Gen 5 that some of them are quite overlooked.
So we get left behind, don't they? Yeah.
They're just kind of
but that's one of the few games where you can like really easily use them in like a playthrough. I think now about different games where you can easily use them on your team. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I love Whimsicott. He's so cute. He's so wholesome. Whimsicott is quite bulky. Gets some great moves.
It's Prankster.
Moonblast.
Prankster.
Yeah, it has Prankster. I love Whimsicott. He's so cute. I want to hug him. I don't know. He would be so fluffy in real life. I love Whimsicott. Nobody dare hurt Whimsicott. Whimsicott is great.
From what I remember, its shiny is really cool as well, I think. Isn't it like... I can't remember what its shiny is now.
It's cool, but I don't remember what its shiny is. That's a great statement.
Okay.
I keep forgetting it's fairy typing. That was
yeah. Isn't it
blue
brown?
instead of green?
Oh, it's blue. Is it green? Okay. I might be thinking of a different... I can't remember what Pokemon I'm thinking of. But yeah, anyway. Maybe I'm thinking Meldigoth. I don't know. My brain's going having a moment. But yeah, I was surprised. Like, when going into this, Whimsicott didn't cross my mind. And then when I saw it got a couple of points and scribbled up a list, I'm like, okay. Because I think at one point it was definitely like top 7, top 8 territory. So I was like, okay, this might be like the shock of the video. Then it kind of just evened itself out and came down to 12. So, you know, I'm not mad that Whimsicott is here. So we move on up to the Pokemon, which
if you were to be mad, by the way, then I would literally fly over to the UK right now and make sure you would not be mad anymore.
I would be mad. So moving on to the Pokemon just missing out on the top 10. This Pokemon got 2 more points to Whimsicott. Reflect had it second. Creffy and Nico had it third. This Pokemon, we're going to generation number 9.
Okay.
I gotta be honest, I don't recall half of the decks of Gen 9, so go ahead.
This Pokemon is a Paradox Pokemon.
Oh,
Shirley, which Paradox Pokemon were there?
I don't remember which ones were fairy type.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the fire treads because I'm like going through like iron treads and stuff like.
I can tell you now, it's one of the ancient ones, not one of the futuristic ones.
Oh. I gotta be honest, I don't remember any of these.
Well, none of the... Oh, actually, no, ignore me. I was going to say none of the future ones are fairy type, but Iron Valiant is, so ignore me.
Is it the Mischievous one?
No, it's the Jigglypuff one. It's Screamtail.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Paradox.
I was surprised. No, it's...
Yeah.
What is it? It's fair... What type is it?
It's fairy psychic.
Fairy psychic.
Yeah. Compared to, obviously, normal Jigglypuff, which is normal fairy. Again, I'm surprised it got here.
So am I, honestly. I kind of just think I've never really heard of anybody being a big fan of Screamtail. Not that people hate it, but just no one seems to really talk about it.
That's why I thought Whimsicott. Like people don't, hate it. They don't like it, but apparently people do.
Hey, it's Whimsicott. He's cute, okay? He's cute and wholesome, but he will hurt you. The thing with that is, I want to add to that what Jack said, because Jack said something I don't really hear a lot of people talk about Screamtail. And personally, I don't hear a lot of people talk about any of the Paradox Pokemon at all. Or maybe that's just me not being a fan of Scarlet and Violet or something, but I don't know. I like the concept of the Paradox Pokemon, but like the names of like, Iron Valiant, Screamtail, and then I don't know, most of them don't really look that different from the regular Pokemon. This is just Jigglypuff with like a thingy with
longer
its hair. I don't know. It's just not very exciting to me because like every gen we get like these regional variants, and the Paradox ones are just kind of there. At least for me, they're kind of forgettable.
I'm gonna say, I think
but I don't know if that's the same for you, Jack. But that's kind of how it feels like.
No, I kind of agree. I think the past ones were much more interesting than the future ones. The future ones would just have this Pokemon but make it metal.
Yeah, pretty much like
at least some of the past ones were interesting. Like I think Slitherwing was quite interesting. Brute Bonnet, like even though I don't like it, I think the design's interesting.
Yeah.
Great Tusk as well, but no, I don't hear a lot of people talk about them really. Beyond like, I think Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant are probably the two that people kind of talk about more.
I think the Donphan one just because it's in the story as well. I think they talk about that ones as well.
Yeah, that too.
Because one of the Titan Pokemon, isn't it? Like one of the first ones, or if whatever would you do, which what usually one of the like middle one you do. But yeah, Screamtail wasn't expecting it. Like if it made top 10, I would have been, what the hell is this doing here? But in that like just underneath it category, it's fine. Yeah. Not mad about it.
What's one of the Paradox Pokemon you remember?
Besides the ones we mentioned,
I want to test your brain.
Besides the ones we mentioned, I'm trying to think of like other ones that I can think of, and it's just You could ask me a lot about Scarlet Violet, the Pokedex, and my brain's just gonna go,
Yeah.
Like, you say you don't remember half? 90% of the Pokedex in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, remember Sandy Shocks? That's a Pokemon that exists.
Oh, Sandy Shocks.
Like, an ancient magnet from thousands of years ago. Make that make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, they had electricity back then. Trust.
Exactly.
But no, the main reason why I asked you is because, like, when I think back to these Paradox Pokemon, I just think to the fight with the AI professor and just kind of think of their teams because they had like most of them on there. That's like the only ones I remember, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat on that one, Burley.
Yeah.
100%. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Right. So it's now top 10 time. We've made it.
Alrighty.
This Pokemon got 34 points, so 2 points more than Streamtail. This Pokemon, 3 people had first and got 34 points. One of those persons was Shadow. One of them was Molly, and the other one was ChatGPT.
Yo, that's my favorite person.
So this Pokemon was on our top 10 Pokemon that deserve a Mega video.
Okay, just call Mega.
It got 10th in that video. It's from generation number 6.
Oh.
It's the box art from generation 6.
Oh, Xerneas.
Xerneas. Number 10.
Okay.
Again, like this is this a harsh? I was about to lie and say it's a highest ranking legendary / mythical Pokemon, but it's not. It's our second. But yeah, Xerneas number 10.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that it came up. I don't know if I expected it to make the top 10. I thought it would be sort of like
in the
lower than that.
1150. Yeah. I mean, only just scraped above Screamtail, to be fair, but. It was
very popular when X and Y first dropped. It was very popular back then.
I feel people prefer it more to Yveltal, but over time people have realised Yveltal's just better in every single way. But that might just me.
I feel like in terms of the designs, I feel like both of them are kind of interesting because they're both kind of designed in the letter they're meant to represent.
Yeah, but I think
and I agree. Like Yveltal's design is way cooler. I'm a Pokemon Y person.
Yeah,
but,
Xerneas
itself is stupidly broken.
Yeah.
So I had Y as well. I always preferred Yveltal.
Yeah. And even
I don't know. Red compared to blue is maybe something more interesting or something, but like I gotta be honest, the freaking I don't know, like Xerneas itself, like as like a Pokemon, isn't that cool to me at least. But in terms of how you use it, like in a competitive sense with that Geomancy move, it can be really, really good. And not just that, like I feel like, or I guess I'm just like the fact that Game Freak, when this was Generation 6, they introduced fairy types, and they were really bold with making one of the box art legendaries into that typing, and I like that little risk because Dark Flying is very cool for Yveltal, but here's the new type, and here's one of the box art legendaries. There you go.
Yeah, I think they had to kind of like go all in, didn't they? If they were going to bring a new typing, they had to be really like, here's our new typing, like we're going to have it everywhere.
Well, they didn't really do that in Gen 2 though, when they added Dark and Steel, because apart from a new Tyranitar, really doing Dark type, they didn't really
but I think back then it was like not. I guess back then it wasn't really as big a thing because you didn't really have anything to compare it to. Like it was the first new entries to the series, if you get what I mean. Where it's like by the time we got to Gen 6, we had 3, 4, and 5 where like we didn't have any new types, so it was a pretty big deal. Suddenly add a new one.
Yeah, and the Serena was only one as well, and the other one was 2, and those were mostly just introduced to hinder the Psychic type, which they really did, because Psychic in Gen 1 is... that's fun.
And then they added Fairy to hinder the Fighting and Dragon types, which were busted in Gen 5. So maybe in Gen 10 we'll get something that will nerf the Fairy typing, because it's the best one in the game at this point.
What I do like about Xerneas, though, is... you have Zygarde and Yveltal, which are both weak to Xerneas. Ground and Dark Flying. I don't know. I just find that to be kind of funny, as Zygarde is supposed to be the protector of the Earth, trying to protect him from both of them. But he's weak to one of them, so that's fun.
Yeah, so
Xerneas just comes in and says, "Bow to me, I'm the fairy god."
I'm literally just a deer with weird antlers. Like, it's such a simple design. Like, there's nothing like over the top with it. It's just a deal with X antlers. It's kind of like.
But you know what? I kind of like that it's a simpler design instead of, something so over the top where you're like, this could have been good, but you just put too much into it. So I kind of like that it was a thing, and it was like Evital, both, for the logo X and Y. It was just nice, simple design. I remember really using it on Showdown and just having fun and destroying people.
I really like.
No, I agree. I feel like the generations like right before it, especially Gen 5, but also Gen 4 to a lesser of an extent, had some very busy legendary designs, and these ones were, as you said, like a bit more simple.
Which they were just a bit more simple. I do like that the antlers are sort of reminiscent of tree branches as well, because it kind of gives that whole kind of like, symbolism of like tree of life kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a clever design. It's simple, but it's clever.
Simple but clever. Yeah. I got number 10, which can't be mad at. Right, moving on up. 3 points more in number 9. We have a Pokemon. Mr. Foss had second place. No one else had it top 3.
Okay.
We have a Water Fairy type.
Primarina?
It's from generation number 7.
Yeah, okay.
It's the only starter to this date which is a fairy type. Alka got it in 1. It's the Primarina.
Primarina. This is so underrated.
I had it number 4.
Like I would say, Primarina is so underrated.
I had it 4th.
I had it 5th.
Yeah, I just feel like I was a Poplio kid when Sun and Moon came out, right? And I really love Poplio. Then I thought, Brionne's disgusting, I want to vomit. And then I got through the Brionne disgustingness, got to Primarina, like, I love this so good, kind of thing.
I just feel like people hated so much on Poplio when those starters were revealed. Like, people, like, I literally remember, like, I vividly remember, like, there was a Reddit thread saying, like, which star are you going to choose? And I said either Rowlet or Poplio, and I got downvoted because I said Poplio. Like, that's how much people hated Poplio when they first got revealed.
I wasn't really old enough to. I wasn't much like on social media at that time because like I didn't really care for it. Wasn't that old for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But at least when I saw all those starters, I did not know who to pick because I liked all 3 of them like a ton. And then, but if you look at the final designs the most, I feel like all of them are great. But I feel like the issue with Primarina is that it gets overshadowed really easily by Decidueye and Incineroar because funny Rowlet bird.
Funny Rowlet
bird. And Incineroar is stupidly broken and competitive. So and then you have like one more to the side. But outside of that, it's bulky. It has a great move pool.
Yeah.
And great typing, offensively and defensively, very good. It's a great Pokemon. The only thing it really lacks is speed. And outside of that, like. Yeah. Maybe some people didn't like Poplio, as you said, and maybe Brionne is a bit of one. It's one of those middle stages for the starters where it's like, I don't really know, buddy.
Yeah. But you only get it for like what 10 levels, 15 levels, even that. Then you're like, oh, it's gone now. We got Primarina now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that one clip from South Park, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. Now I do remember because I was on the internet back those days, and when they got revealed, and everyone, like 90% of Poplio was down at the bottom.
Yeah.
It was between Rowlet and Litten, and then
everyone.
And when I played my copy of Sun, I chose Poplio, and because I was like, oh, you know what, I like him. Water's a good typing, and then I didn't have it get spoiled for me. So when you got to Premiere, loved the design. Water Fairy, such a great typing, and it had good moves and a lot of fights. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I was using that as my. Hey, you're my starter. You're taking out half, if not most, of the whole team that I'm going against. Because you had Water Fairy typing moves, you're getting that stab, and it could learn quite a few moves from other types and just keep itself covered. Yeah, it may not have speed, but it can take damage and it can receive damage quite well.
Yeah, absolutely.
About that move, I think it got like, of course, like Water and Fairy already cover a whole lot, and it's both offensively and defensively really great. But I'm pretty sure it also got like Psychic and Shadow Ball and Energy Ball. I don't know if it got Thunderbolt, but for some reason I remember
Shadow Ball. I remember Shadow Ball.
I remember Energy Ball and Psychic.
Yeah. it's got good coverage. It's shiny, is like, which makes it like blonde, doesn't it? Instead of like the weird, like a lighter blue blonde. That's kind of cool. And
I like the fact that it's based off of a mermaid. It's not really like a design I don't think we've ever seen before or since for a Pokemon.
No, not really. Yeah, exactly. I feel like, and obviously, like you said, being bold with Gen 6, adding a fairy is like the legendary in Gen 6. They went, oh, let's make the starter fairy in Gen 7. Because they kind of just went, they like introduced fairies, like, do people like this? They do. And then in Gen 7, they just went, fairy, 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 fairy. It was like we had all the Tapus, we got Primarina, we had so many fairies in Gen 7. It's like, whoa. Hang on a second.
I'm glad they did, because otherwise fairy type could have easily felt like a gimmick if they had sort of like not paid it any love in Gen 7. I think 100%. Doing that kind of they sort of paved the way a little bit.
Yeah, doing and a starter and like the 4 Tapus is kind of a smart way to do it.
100%.
I just hope in Gen 10 we get another fairy type starter. It's not enough to have just the one.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Water Fairy. Let's make Grass Fairy or Fire Fairy. Let's do Fire Fairy.
Unless they finally make Meganium Grass Fairy in Legend CA, which is what I really want them to do.
Yeah, I've seen the leaks. I've seen the leaks.
I haven't.
Out his face when you said that.
That would be sick.
Yeah. So we move on up to number 8. This Pokemon got 1 point more than Primarina. This Pokemon, I had number 3. This Pokemon was from the same generation as Primarina.
Okay.
This Pokemon is the highest ranking legendary / mythical Pokemon on this video.
Tapu Koko.
Yeah, Tapu Koko.
Yeah, okay.
Tapu Koko.
That's the guy from Smash.
That's the guy
This is
from
literally
Smash.
the first Pokemon that's actually been on my list. Like, this has been wild for me.
I mean, to be fair, this is my third.
Yeah,
this is my third
at number 8. I had this at number 8. So this is my favourite of the 4 Tapus. Like, not just because of the story relevance. I like the typing, and I just think the design is just really cool.
I just think it's really cool. It's really powerful. Again, like with the story, like unlike in like Sword and Shield where you see the dog for like 2 seconds or whatever in most games, you see Tapu Koko a lot through the Gen 7 story. Like he shows up like all the time. It's like he's like the main one out of the 4, and obviously when he fights the Boswell / Pheromosa, depending on what game you have, I think that like scene is really iconic to me. Like it sticks in my head. Its shiny is really cool, and I just love its design. And it's just a big chicken.
Just a big old chicken.
It's a big old chicken. Well, then he's a pretty damn powerful chicken at that.
A very powerful chicken. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about Tapu Koko. I just really like it.
It's such a,
yeah, you got a lot more love than the other Tapus. Let's be frank here.
Oh yeah.
Which is why
because he's like everywhere. He was there in the anime. He was there in Smash. He was there. I just beyond that, he's also like the cutscenes in the game a lot more, and like the other ones are just kind of in post game. But this guy, you also see him, and then at the end of Sun and Moon, pretty sure that's right before the credits roll or right after the credits have rolled. You get the chance to catch him.
Tapu Koko,
compared to the other Tapus where you actually have to go out and go to their shrines and catch them and stuff. Like actual legendaries.
And obviously Tapu Koko gives you the Z-Ring to the start of the game.
Oh yeah, he's there too. Yeah, he's got the main character syndrome.
He does. He's got the obviously Nebby. Obviously you get Nebby, which is also the main character syndrome in that gen, but Tapu Koko's there as well.
Yeah.
Obviously like Miraidon and Koraidon in Scarlet Violet, they're there as well. I think that adds to it as well. If you're having like, I don't want you to have the legendary at the start of the game because I think that's too broken. But if it's like in the story, in the start, like throughout the game, that adds to it more for me. Like, if you just see the legendary like 2 seconds at the end of the game, it's like, whoa, great. You're there. Build up to it. But yeah. Tapu Koko, number 8. We move on up to number 7 with 41 points. So 3 points. Yeah, 3 points more than Tapu Koko. We're going to Gen 9. This is our highest ranking Gen 9 Pokemon. This Pokemon got...
Okay, there's only one thing this can be, surely.
This got 5th in our top 10 Generation 9 Pokemon video we did forever ago. Chris and Hanny had it number 2. We are going to a Pokemon with a massive hammer, Tinkaton.
Yeah.
I
Okay, yeah. I'm absolutely not surprised, to be honest. I had this at number 4. This is one of my favourite Gen 9 Pokemon.
When your list came in, Jake, I was surprised it was in your top 3. I was like, what? I thought that was top 3.
I really thought it would be. I surprised myself when I put the list together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was number 4. It just missed out top 3 for me.
It's like I said when we did the Gen 9 one, like Tinkaton, I didn't really encounter it playing through the game, so I didn't really have that connection with it. But I like its whole backstory where it's like rivaled with like Corviknight kind of thing.
Yeah. Which is also another one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, so that's quite amusing for me.
Yeah, because obviously it literally just uses massive hammer to kill Corviknights and then smush them all. That's what it does. Yeah. And obviously it's the metal from its hammer is made of Corviknight metal or armor, whatever. It's shiny is the same shiny as Corviknights, which is also linked together. I'm about to say Steel Fairy is a unique typing, but I forgot Marwell was a thing. But
yeah, no, it's not a unique typing at all.
But yeah, I just feel like it's one of the stronger. Yeah, definitely one of the stronger fairy types in Gen 9 anyway. For me, anyway.
The one thing about it being like strong and stuff that I think is interesting is that they gave it its signature move, Gigaton Hammer. Yeah. I think it's like a base 140 move with like no recoil or whatever.
Is it recharge or something? There's got to be something.
No, I don't think.
I think it's just you can't use it twice in a row. That's the only drawback.
Yeah.
But because of that, to not make it stupidly broken, they nerfed its attack a lot. So it doesn't really have high attack, which makes other moves do less damage on him.
Yeah.
I like the concept of it, but it's not very good. Because if you use any other move besides Gigaton Hammer, it's just not going to be as powerful as it would be like on a different Pokemon.
Yeah. It's not the strongest.
It's 160 base power. You cannot use it in succession.
160 is insane.
Is it?
It's quite.
Yeah.
Yep, it is a steel type move. Yeah, this is on my list. It was number 9. How poetic, a Gen 9 Pokemon on 9th spot on mine. I found the Pokemon. I fell in love with it, and it was like having that giant hammer, just smacking Pokemon down with it. Yeah. And then when you read into the lore with it in Corviknight, and I loved Corviknight. Yeah, it was just like, oh, this just. I love this.
Yeah. I very vividly remember when I first evolved my Tinkaton into Tinkaton and being almost jump scared by how massive the hammer suddenly got. I remember that got quite a big laugh out of me. How ridiculously large the hammer was.
Fair enough. The hammer is kind of funny, and maybe that's why they did the gimmick with like the 160, but can't use it again, and like the attack power or something like that. What I do think is because if you have that concept that's like a Pokemon, then that is very well executed in terms of its stats. But but the thing about it, I did not encounter this Pokemon at all my first playthrough. I only knew about it because of a friend of mine who I always play every Pokemon game with. He was using it on his team, and he told me about it. I was like, where did you find this Pokemon? But maybe that's just me.
That was me as well. For me, I didn't fly Flamigo till right at the end of the game.
See, that's wild to me because it's literally just in the first open area you go to.
I never saw one until literally I was about to fight.
Like Tinkaton, I can at least understand because you only really get Tinkatink in the sort of like ruin areas, like scattered about here and there. But Flamigo, that's kind of wild.
I was going to the lighthouse at the end of the game to fight Arven, I think, right at the end. That's when I saw Flamigo.
What's that?
Why is there a flamingo spelt wrong? What's going on here?
One of the most creative Pokemon ever. It's just literally a flamingo. Just get rid of the N in its name. Bam. New design.
Sorted.
They were just like, they just like got like the temp in. Just be like, hey, can you just make a Pokemon for us? He was like, I'll do it on my lunch break.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and that was Flamigo.
Also, I talked about with this Nintendo when we did the Steel one, because that was a duo one, and we said I think Pokemon need to do that more often, like with Tinkaton and Corviknight, with Zangoose and Seviper, with Galarian Corsola and Toxapex, like that kind of, or the Corsola anyway, that kind of thing. They need to do that more often because I've not like done that. Like we obviously Gen 3, Gen 7, Gen 9. They need more like Pokemon which are actually rivals with each other and actually kill each other and just fight each other all the time.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I like that it adds to the sort of like background lore a little bit. It's really nice when they do that.
I mean, Pokemon are supposed to be like animals, right? So of course they have their natural enemy and their natural habitats or whatever. But that would be cooler if we saw it more often. I think it's like the first time since we had like Zangoose and Seviper.
Yeah, well, we don't know Toxapex in Gen 7.
Oh yeah. Well, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
That's the point where we're getting at.
It's like every 3 generations we get them.
We get
3, 6, and
3, 3, 7, 9. I've heard that Toxapex one's better because obviously Toxapex eats the Corsola, which is why you get Galarian Corsola because it's dead. Because Toxapex is eating it. Which I find really funny. Anyway, we move on up to number 6. 8 points more than Tinkaton. This Pokemon, someone sat in this very call, had it top 3.
Hey?
Saturn had it third, and the other person had it third as well.
Okay.
We've had my third, so it's not mine. We're going to generation number 7.
Okay.
It was in our top 10 regional forms video.
Is it Alolan Ninetales?
It won that video. It is in fact Alolan Ninetales, number 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I had this at number 3.
I had it.
That's quite cool. Get it? It's an ice type. Please.
I had it 8. I did number 8 on my list.
Yeah, I've kind of already said all I need to say about Alolan Ninetales in the past, but I just love this thing. I just think it's so cool.
It's so elegant.
Yeah, literally.
like compared to like the normal one, I feel like it's just better. Like with the fire one, it's more elegant. Like its connection with like this Northern Lights, I think is really cool as well. I mean, we talked about this a lot because it's been on the regional video. It was on the ice type video. It's now on the fairy type video. We've talked about this guy a lot, but.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Not just that. I think its typing is really cool, like ice and fairy.
Ice
really we talked about water fairy like twice before, but ice and fairy, it does have a double weakness to steel, and like fire is also not its biggest fan, but outside of that, it has a really cool design. It's definitely the destroyer of dragons. That's for dang sure.
Yeah,
and it's very elegant as you'd say, and I feel like together with Vulpix, those were definitely like the more like enjoyable Alolan forms for me in Generation 7 in Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Although they had a couple of cool ones, but that was the first time they were toying with the concept.
Yeah.
And Ninetales overall already had really cool lore, but its design was like if it had a bit more coloring, I think it would be more interesting. And I feel like they do a bit more of a better job with like its design this time around. I don't really know. It's only more like that's blue, but it also has like a shade of white to it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looks more appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely, I agree.
And when you climb up that mountain to go to when you climb up that mountain to discover like the little Vulpixes running around, you're like, oh my god, what has happened? They're so adorable. And then obviously introduces the ice stone specifically for it to evolve, and obviously
and for Sandshrew as well, the ice stones
as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, when you think of the Alolan forms in Gen 7, I think people just automatically just go to Ninetales. Like that's the front runner. Maybe Marowak because of the trial.
Oh no, and Executor. And Executor.
I think Executor, Marowak, and Ninetales like the ones that people just remember from that generation.
Yeah, I think those were the 3 where, like, those are the 3 where they were sort of like, like regional forms are here to stay because everyone was obsessed with them.
It's 100%. Which is why it won our regional forms video. We've only got number 6 today. Unfortunately. Right. Moving up to top 5. But we don't actually have a 5th because we've got a joint 4th.
Okay.
Would you like the Pokemon that someone in this call had third, or the one that someone in this call had number 1 first?
Ooh.
Do you want to go third
go
first
ahead.
or first third?
Let's go with third. We'll build up to the first.
Okay, so this Pokemon, Shadow had third, someone in school had third, Saturn had first, and Mr. Foss had first. This Pokemon came out in generation number 6. It's
the one with the funny nose.
It's the first. I was going to say Sylveon. I'm trying to build
it's
up.
The first Sylveon to make the list.
I was going to say it's the first evolution we've had in a while, and that pretty much gave it away anyway. So yeah. Sylveon.
Yeah.
But it's the first evolution to make the top 10 fairy types.
Yeah, exactly. Sylveon.
Well, there's 4. Sylveon, then there's non-fairy Sylveon.
Exactly. Yeah, Sylveon. Number 5, or joint 4th, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, Alka had it 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Pokemon they introduced fairy types with. Because there was like this graphic where it was like, oh my gosh, and introducing now the new fairy types. They just see like Sylveon, they see like Gardevoir. I think it's like Jigglypuff is on there.
Yeah.
One more Pokemon. It's like the fairy type, you know, and the last time we got an evolution. Evolutions are very popular. I think you guys have seen that with your top 10s before as well.
Yeah.
And it's quite bulky. It has a nice move pool for an evolution. It's a great Pokemon. It's a great design. I know it's a lot of people's favorite evolution. Mine's Glaceon, but I like Sylveon a lot as well.
Yeah.
And I think all of them are great. We need to get more evolutions because of like how popular and fun they are.
Yeah.
But Sylveon overall, very cool Pokemon. Poster child of Gen 6, the introduction of fairy types.
Yeah.
And the 6th gym leader, Valerie, also has it as her ace. So they kind of try to use it.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird to evolve in that game, though. You have to use like Pokemon and Me, like a lot for it. But I'm pretty sure they made it easier to evolve into Sylveon moving on.
Yeah, they just made it so you have, like, I think it's just it needs to have a fairy type move at like level 20 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Which it learns Baby Doll Eyes, like, around then, so, you know, you're good, really. But,
I feel like that's like the only like fairy move that you'll get.
Yeah, if anything, you have to be careful that you don't accidentally get Sylveon when you're trying to get, like, Espeon or Umbreon.
Yeah, I've had that before because it used to be like with like the Pokemon and Me thing, but that could also be like the same thing as like friendship. It's both like random. I've had it before where I wanted a Sylveon and instead I just got like an Espeon or an Umbreon. I would be like, what?
That's not what.
But I'm not surprised Sylveon's so high up. I think like you said, I think using it to introduce fairy types is a very smart move because they knew that evolutions, everyone's all over them. They love them. I think you can't really go wrong with an evolution. So.
I've not had one.
I'm not surprised it's so high up. It actually wasn't on my list, but I'm surprised it wasn't on my list.
Yeah, it's not on mine either.
I think what I found out as I was doing this list that I've got quite a strong affinity for fairy types because there were a lot of them where I was just like, oh, I love this one, I love this one, I love this one. And, Sylveon just went down and down and down, and eventually it wasn't in the list anymore.
Yeah,
but I still love it.
I had it on 10. On my list. I like the design. I love the design. But because from when it was introduced, having to be because, we're doing this new gimmick here, this is how you have to get it. And it was like, you spend quite a bit doing it. I'm like, it just was like, if I'm going through all this other effort, I can get one of the other evolutions that I like more. Yeah. Like my favorite, Umbreon. I can get an Umbreon way quicker if you know what you're doing and get this done. It always hampers my enjoyment of Sylveon, but it does have great moves. It is a good fighting Pokemon to send out in battle, and you can have some fun with it. But just ever since the intro, it skewed me. Like I do know, like you guys have said earlier, it made it easier in later gens, but it's like
Well, that gen did introduce.
I guess in that one, because in that game, it kind of felt like it was locked behind the minigame thing, the Pokemon and Me thing. Maybe if it was like in the same way to evolve as like an Umbreon or Espeon, but then, in having to have Baby Doll Eyes, then, you'd get Sylveon. Or like any fairy move, that's like, I'm pretty sure the only fairy move it gets. I think that it would be better, because now it just feels like it's locked behind a mode, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But Gen 6 did introduce all the weird evolutions, like with Inkay and all that lot, and, having to hold your upside down to get it to evolve and that kind of stuff,
Look, I'm trading with my... I remember doing that back in college. 2 of us in common area doing that, and we're sitting and doing that, and then you see people go walk by and be like, "What the hell are they doing?"
Yeah, I feel like you get a lot of weird looks when doing that.
Exactly.
You do. I'm speaking from personal experience. You do.
You do.
Well, originally, when you started talking about like Gen 6 Pokemon, I had to think of Spritzee first because it has like that one funny nose, but it wasn't.
But yeah, no more Gen 6 today, unfortunately. Sylveon was our highest Gen 6 fairy type. So, join with Sylveon in 4th spot. 55 points. Only 2 people had it number 1. Though no seconds or third, just 2 number 1s. So a lot of people had it on their list, but just not that high. Simon had it number 1. It's another water fairy type.
What a surprise.
I think this is the first time we're going to generation number 2. Azumarill.
Yes,
Jack had number 1.
Azumarill is my number 1. I have always just loved this evolution line. I absolutely just adore it. I've always felt like Marill is such a, like, it's a Pokemon that's always just been, for me, so underrated. I feel like it should get the same love as stuff like Togepi and that, and it just doesn't, which makes me really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love Azumarill. It's like if I were to choose a team of just 6 Pokemon that was just my team, I would have one for sure, absolutely. So yeah, I'm actually very surprised it got this high. I thought it would maybe make the top 15, and that would be it. I don't think it would actually make
4th. Join with Sylveon.
Number 4. Yeah.
Join with Sylveon.
Yeah, I didn't think it would get that high, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Maybe it's a bit more love than I thought it was, but.
Question for you, Jack, and that's but before Gen 6, it was just a pure water type. You know, when they introduced fairy types, it turned to water fairy. Do you like the fact it got that typing? Does it make sense to you? And
I think the fairy typing for it, like, I don't know how much it makes sense, but I like that they gave it fairy type. Like, I don't know if it makes sense because it kind of is just like a water rabbit kind of thing. But
yeah,
I don't mind because I like it, and I like the fact that it's got fairy types. Like I said, that's a type combo I really love.
Not just that, it's a very bulky Pokemon, right? And then with
huge power.
With huge power, and then you already had Waterfall. Now having Play Rough with it is quite good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of gives it a really like much needed buff. I feel like, and I think a part of the reason as well, and this is a weird little tangent. A part of the reason I like Azumarill so much is because back in the days of Twitch Plays Pokemon, obviously everybody kind of like watched the Gen 1 playthrough and then jumped off.
Yeah.
I was very much an addicted watcher when they were playing Pokemon Emeralds, and the only reason we beat that game is because we had a level 100 Azumarill, which literally swept the entire Elite Four for us. We got to like attempt number 140 or something, and this Azumarill, who was nicknamed M4 because of his weird nickname that got typed in. Yeah, he just absolutely swept Wallace for us with Rollout, which was glorious to watch it happen. So I've just always been like, Azumarill is a beast. I love it.
It shines really cool as well, being like the yellow bunny rabbit as well. Like Ralph said with its moves, it gets belly drop as well. So belly drop, huge power, plus waterfall, plus play rock is really good.
It's also quite bulky, I believe, right?
Quite bulky as well. Yeah,
it's pretty bulky. Yeah,
and like it was weird it got the fairy typing, but I feel like they wanted to add a bunch of fairy types in Gen 6. I feel like Azumarill was just there like, you know what, we can add that to you. That makes kind of sense. Because obviously Clefairy obviously makes sense. All that Wigglytuff and whatnot. I think Granbull was more weird to get fairy typer than Azumarill, but we move. But yeah, like I like Azumarill, but he didn't quite make my list. Like he would have been in that 11th, 12th-ish realm, like just off it. But yeah. Azumarill number 4.
I like the Pokemon, but like I haven't used it since Gen 2. I'll be completely honest. Like it always felt that giving the fairy typing was to, hey, let's give you this to help boost you up. To make you more relevant and have more people use the Pokemon. Because there are so many Pokemon and so many type combinations, it's one I've been meaning to use now that it's got the fairy typing, but have not.
I think
it's a really good one. If you can get your hands on a huge power one, it can be a really really good.
Monster. I feel like all the water fairy types have made the top 15. Fini, Primarina, and
They have, because well, apart from Marrow.
Well, obviously Marrow, but the same evolution line. So
Peekaboo?
Peekaboo, yeah. Peekaboo didn't make it. So yeah, so that was Azumarill, Sylveon in joint fourth, which means we've got to the podium. And this is what I usually ask is, what do you think the last three Pokemon might be?
So
Togekiss and Gardevoir.
Gardevoir's going to be here without a shadow of a doubt. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see Togepi. Other than that, I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you think a Gardevoir, a Togekiss / Togepi?
Yeah, I mean, I would personally put Togepi, but I wouldn't be surprised to see any of that line. I don't know. Other than that,
interesting.
I don't know. Maybe very randomly, I just thought of Zacian or whatever from.
Oh shit! Yeah, Zacian might be a shout as well because
that Pokemon is fun and totally not broken, right, guys?
Yeah. It depends how many competitive players you ask because they would put that mega high.
Yeah. So, in third spot, with 10 points more than Azumarill and Sylveon. So got 65 points. This Pokemon, 2 people in this call had in their top 3. As well as ChatGPT had it third, Nintenhawk had it third, Molly had it second. Someone in this call had it third. Someone had it first. I think this is the first time we're going to generation number 4.
Oh, I think we know what it is.
I think you might know what this is. Alka had it number 1. Burley had it number 3. It's Togekiss. Got the bronze medal today.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's such a good Pokemon that even Cynthia had it on. I'm pretty sure one of her teams. I don't think it was on her original team, but
it was on our team in Platinum. It wasn't in Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot for the Pokeball, right? That it's on Cynthia's team.
Yeah,
but originally it was like normal flying, but I feel like compared to Azumarill, this one does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And not just that, I think usually people, when they pick their flying types in a playthrough, they go for like the early bird, your Fletchlings, your Pidgeys, your Starlies, those Pokemon. But you get this one usually a lot later on in the game, either in the grass or like if we're talking about Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, or Heart Gold, Soul Silver in the egg quite early on.
Yeah.
And what should we call it? And when you have it as like a Togepi or Togetic, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really do too much. That's why originally when it just evolved to Togetic, I feel like it wasn't really finished. So I'm happy they gave it this evolution Gen 4.
Yeah.
Because Togekiss is a great Pokemon. It's bulky. It has a lot of special attack. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You got great coverage. It gets Aura Sphere for some reason. You can have like a Dazzling Gleam on it. You can do like a lot of funny stuff with Serene Grace, with Air Slash trying to flinch people and totally not make them, question their life's questions. I think you can give it stuff like Fire Blast and such like that as well. Like it gets a lot of moves. It can take moves as well. Even outside of that, it just always kind of like a cheerful Pokemon. And like, you get Togepi as like a little baby, and then just having it evolve into something like this. I feel like it's a great way to get the full evolution line through. Actually,
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, it's one of the ones
that this evolution line.
For me, I love the evolution line, but it's one of those Pokemon, if you start at the beginning with it, of getting it as a Togepi, and you put the effort all in on it, you will get rewarded. It will take a while, but you put that effort in.
You'll get there.
You'll get there. Togekiss is such good. I've used it many times, and like when me and buddies would do is we would do Pokemon Showdown. You'd make your own team. A lot of times I'd have Togekiss because you can it can do a lot. It can take the hits. It can deal the damage. It's quick. Whatever you need it for, it's got the versatility.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a great way to describe the Pokemon.
Yeah, obviously adding Fairy type to it from being normal flying also boosted it up as well, like it did with Azumarill a little bit. Because I feel like it's used more often now it's a Fairy than it was before. It was just a generic normal bird.
Yeah, definitely.
There's like Staraptor, which is probably arguably better. Like there's so many other normal flying types, but fairy flying isn't that, common really.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare type combo.
Yeah, 100%.
In fact, I think it's Togekiss the only one that has it.
No, it's Enamorous now.
Oh yeah, I'd like to forget that exists.
Yeah.
No, Togekiss is the only one.
Togekiss is it's the only good one anyway. Right. So Togekiss got a bronze medal today. So moving up to second on our list. So Togekiss got 65. This Pokemon got 68 points. This Pokemon, again, someone in this call had top 3. Reflect had it 3rd. Molly had it 3rd, I believe. Mr. Nintenhawk had it number 1. And someone else had number 1.
Let's spam Nintenhawk.
It's not Alka, because obviously his was Togekiss. It wasn't Jex. His was Azumarill. So it's either mine or Burley's. And it's not mine. So it's Burley's. We're going to generation number 3. Everyone thought this would definitely win the video. It got second today. Gardevoir. Silver medal.
All right, let's get all of the bad fan art out there.
What the hell?
Why did you have to make mention of that? Like,
it's mandatory nowadays. The Pokemon has been ruined in my eyes. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Besides Alka's comment there, like this was always in Gen 3. I always loved catching Ralts. Yeah, it took. I always had the worst luck of getting Ralts, just finding him in the encounter.
Yeah.
But and when you got up to Gardevoir, when it was pure Psychic, it was great. When it became Fairy typing, that Pokemon took on a whole new level of just the move pools, what it could do.
Yeah.
And then they decided, hey, you know what? It's not broken enough. Let's give it a Mega. And
I did that a lot.
Yeah, they Gardevoir, they have done a lot too. Just you can do it whatever way you want in battle, and as long as you're not foolish with what you're using your moves on against, you can win most battles with Gardevoir.
Such a strong Pokemon.
And I love the design. It's not overly done. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, in Ruby and Sapphire, seeing seeing Wally catch that Ralts, and you're just I feel like everyone's first experience is seeing Wally go catch a Ralts, and you're like, what the hell is that thing? I didn't find that. I want one. And then you spend hours trying to find one because I keep teleporting away like little assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I Gardevoir has just always been such an iconic Pokemon for.
It has.
Numerous
reasons.
For
good and bad reasons, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm not surprised that it's here. I thought it would win, honestly. I'm amazed that something got more points.
Yeah.
And I'm scared for what it was that got more points, to be honest, because there's only 2 things in my mind it could be, and one of them I really don't want it to win, so we'll see.
But yeah, I feel like we talked a bit about Gardevoir, we talked about Mega Gardevoir right at the start, but I just feel like obviously, its shiny is really cool when it's just blue instead of green. I think it's really cool. Obviously, again, it added to it because it was already broken as a pure Psychic type. Gen 6 gave it Fairy as well. More broken, and just having... I think Psychic and Fairy are probably the most aggressive typings in the game. I just feel like putting them together on something that's got a really high special attack already, it's I'm dying if I have a Gardevoir. Facing a Gardevoir. Always scary. Yeah.
And Gardevoir is one of those Pokemon which you use in every single Gen 3 playthrough, I gotta be honest, because it's so good.
It's just you have to, if you play Gen 3, you're if you don't use Gardevoir, you just want to be indie if you don't want to use Gardevoir, pretty much. And going into this, I was presuming Gardevoir to win. Honestly. I thought it was okay, Gen 3 is going to have 2 points now, 2 wins. But we're not. It got silver medal today. So, number 1 on this list. So Gardevoir got 68 points. Yeah? Our winner today got 21 more points than Gardevoir.
What the Wow, oh my god.
What?
This Pokemon, 4 people had number 1, and 2 people had second. Ryman and Nintenhawk had it second. Hanny had it first. Reflect had it first. Chris had it first. And I had it number 1.
Okay.
We are going
It's ditto, 100%.
to generation number 7.
7.
Okay.
We're going to Sun and Moon. This Pokemon got second on a different Devious Ditto top 10 video. That video was the ghost type video.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Mimikyu!
Of course.
Mimikyu has won today's video. Mimikyu is
I
such
forgot
an
about
amazing,
Mimikyu.
fantastic, good boy. I love
Okay,
it so much.
I mean, we talked about the lore earlier, but like, that's like a prime example of a good lore Pokemon.
Exactly.
'Cause,
Yeah.
we don't know what's under it unless you've seen the leaks, but you know, we don't even know what's under it. It's just supposed to be, it's supposedly Pikachu, you know.
I have to just say first, because I was bracing myself, and I'm really glad I'm wrong. I really thought you were about to say Zacian was going to win, and I was about to be really upset because I hate Zacian. So I'm very glad it's Mimikyu. I'm very glad that it's Mimikyu. I forgot about Mimikyu entirely, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense lore-wise too, because everybody forgot about, you know, Mimikyu.
Yeah. Like, what's that? Oh, that's it's just a Pikachu.
That's just a Pikachu. Yeah. I like the thing is I talked about this enough when we did the ghost type video, but Shiny's really cool. The whole trial in Gen 7 with Mimikyu, I think, was one of the best trials in that game. Personally,
Yeah.
You're in that scary supermarket and you look going through, you find all the Hornets and the Gengars. You go, oh okay, I wonder what's in this room at the back, and it's just Mimikyu just stood there like this. And it just goes, bam, and trying to fight you. You go, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, but a lot of people kind of like to rip into Gen 7 a little bit, but they were really creative with some of the designs in that gen. I think this is the perfect example of that. I always I forgot about this thing entirely, but yeah, like it makes so much sense that it's here actually, because it's just such a. I feel like it's one of the poster child for Gen 7 just in general, isn't it?
It was good competitively, obviously, like I said, with the story as well. It's just like so good, and it was broken with Disguise. And that
that definitely got nerfed later. That was so good because of that. I didn't know about that in the original trial, which I didn't. I used my Z move straight away because I just wanted to kill it in one go, and it did nothing. And then when I saw that, I was like, "What? I just saw you explode in the cutscene. How did you get no damage?"
And then this animation when the Disguise broke, it just goes. It just goes on the floor.
Yeah.
Brilliant, great, fantastic. Yeah. It's so good. I love it so much. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. I think it's a really cool design and really cool.
You're quite drawn to the like Pika clones as well, and even if this is not technically considered a Pika clone, it kind of is a little bit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about the
you're
Pika
a big
clones.
fan of like Dedenne as well and stuff, aren't you? And more Pico.
Not Dedenne, but more Pico, yes.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was just about to talk about the Pikachu like clones, which usually never really work or just kind of forgettable, and no one really cares about them. That's like the only one, and this one isn't even like that people care about it. This one's like people going through the roof about it, except us because we kind of just forgot about it.
You did forget about it.
Well, except the people who we asked, I guess.
Yeah.
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 I've got to say, I feel bad for Togedemaru having to be a Pika clone in a generation that already has Mimikyu.
Yeah, exactly, right? Mimikyu just fair. Like, going into this, I thought, Mimikyu might get like top 3, top 4. I don't think it would win. That's fine. And then it kind of just stayed at the top. I'm like, okay, what's happening? I was not expecting Gen 7 to win a top 10 like typings video, but it has.
I mean, I gotta be honest. Gen 7 has some great designs.
It has some great designs in it.
Yeah.
It does.
But this is interesting to me because I was going through with Ditto early, like a few days ago, about like what I was thinking each gen might win for, and like for Gen 7, I said like probably either Lycanroc or Mimikyu would be the best chance. I think Lycanroc for Rock type is a good chance.
Yeah,
I love Lycanroc, and Rockruff is such a good boy.
Yeah. So when we do top 10 rocks, you never know. But yeah, so that was our top 15. On my list, which didn't make it, were I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 missing. I had.
Sorry, go ahead.
I had Jigglypuff number 10, just because of the iconicness of Jigglypuff. It's great. I then had Togekiss in number 9. Alolan Ninetales in 8. I then had Tapu Fini in 7. I had Lele in 6. And Bulu in 5. I really like the Tapu.
Oh my god.
So all 4 Tapus made my list.
Dang.
So I put Koko outright number 1, and then put the other 3 like pretty much next to each other kind of thing. Primarina 4th. Obviously had Mimikyu number 1. 2nd place.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to cook me for this. But Mime Jr.
Oh.
Okay.
I forgot about that Pokemon,
Right.
I gotta be honest.
I just went...
Okay.
As a child, watching the Generation 4 anime, James and his Mime Jr., they were the most iconic duo on the entire planet. I love it so much. It's my favourite baby Pokemon. And I love it so much just because
I was about to say, like, the only reason why you could remember it is pretty much as a Gen 4 anime.
Exactly, that's why it's there. It's such a...
Okay, fair enough.
And every time we use Teeter Dance, it's like, oh my god, this is like the funniest thing ever as a child. It's so good.
Yeah.
Did you know it's got 90
Honestly, the Gen 4 anime is just coded.
It's got 90 special defense as well. As a baby Pokemon, it's got a stat originally 90 special defense.
That is kind of wild, actually. That's a lot.
It's got 20 HP, but it's got 90 special defense.
When are we getting the Ditto Mime Jr. only run? I wanna see that.
Oh my god.
Why did I think you were going to say Mime Jr. cosplay?
No.
That too.
We
That
need
too,
the
when we get
Gardevoir
that.
one.
Oh my god.
Also-
My list, I was like very... Oh god, sorry.
I was about to say, Mime Jr. missed out on the top 15 by 5 points.
Oh, right.
For the longest time, it was clinging on until like the last list came in. I said, please, please. It was like, at one point, it was like 8th in the list. I was like, please stay. And just went down.
Oh, poor Mime Jr.
Poor Mime Jr.
I gotta be honest, with Pokemon we missed, I was expecting either Hatchrim or Hatterene to be on here as well, because we had Grimmsnarl, and
Yeah.
I can never really see one without the other, because both of them were kind of introduced in like the same area and the same game, you know.
They kind of come across as like counterparts, don't they?
100%.
But yeah, with my list, I was quite out of touch this time. I only had 4 in my list, I think, that made the top 10. But I had number 10, I had Galarian Rapidash. Number 9 was Dash Bun. Number 7, I had Floette. I'm surprised that didn't get a mention because of the whole AZ thing.
We didn't even get Florges saying that.
No, I'm surprised by that as well.
That's like
6 was Mega Altaria. 6 was Mega Altaria. 5 was Jigglypuff, just regular old Jigglypuff. And number 2, this is wild because I'm pretty much the reason that Togekiss got 3rd instead of 2nd, because I had Togepi number 2 instead of Togekiss. So if I had put Togekiss instead, it would have been number 2.
It would have got silver over Gardevoir. But you know,
I love the whole line. I just love Togepi the most out of the line, so I put Togepi in.
That's fair.
Fair.
Alka's the only one missing with the Hatterene line he had. Speaking of, Hatterene missed out on the top 15 by a single point.
Oof.
Yeah, so yeah, my
nice.
fear was kind of correct, but 1 point is sad.
Yeah.
I think Burley's list, the only thing that wasn't on there was Galarian Weezing he had. Number 8, I believe, if I'm everything correct.
Yep.
Mr. Mime, number 7.
Yeah.
And his number 2, which was Clefable, which I was also shocked I wasn't on the top 15.
Yeah, I was shocked Clefable. I thought a few people would have it at least be in the top 15.
Yeah. Again, Clefable and Hatterene both got 22 points, just missing out on the top 15 by a point.
How many points did Zacian get?
Zacian got...
None.
No.
I hope.
That ChatGPT put it on that list, guaranteed.
Zacian got 4.
4? Damn,
4
that is
points.
not a lot.
But before I go through all the Pokemon which didn't get a single point, let me quickly go through ChatGPT's list. So they had Xerneas number 1, Mega Gardevoir number 2, Togekiss number 3. Makes sense. Azumarill number 4.
Yep.
Sylveon number 5.
ChatGPT.
Sylveon number 5. Grimmsnarl number 6. Fini number 7, Mimikyu number 8, Alolan Ninetales number 9, and number 10, Florges.
I'm surprised ChatGPT chose Grimmsnarl.
So
that seems a pretty out there pick for that, but yeah.
So
there we go.
So the Pokemon which didn't get any points and no love, no one likes them at all, are Alcremie Gigantamax form, Aromatisse, Megarodino, Azumarill, Clefairy, Cleffa, Cottony, Cutiefly, Enamorous Incarnate, Flabebe, Hatterene Gigantamax form, Igglybuff, Impidimp, Curlier, Milcery, Morlul, Morgrem, Shiinotic, I'm shocked at that one, Slurpuff, Snubble, Spritzy, Tinkertink, Tinkertuff, and Togekiss.
Funny nose.
Wait a minute, you're telling me there's someone who actually gave Enamorous points, like the Fairy form?
That got a grand total of 5.
I got more than Zacian, by the way.
Name, oh my god! All right, come on, name and shame. Who gave that ugly motherfucker points?
Whoa, buddy!
Let's have a look. Sprangle.
All right, Sprangle. If you get messaged by Jack tonight, you do know why that's the case.
She had it number 6.
I'm gonna judge her so hard for that. Oh my god!
She had number 6.
What the hell?
Just behind Marwile in number 5.
Damn, at least I can respect the Marwile pick. But Enamorous, fuck me.
Just for context, Sprangle's top 3 was Ralts number 3, Gramble number 2.
Okay.
And Wigglytuff number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was kind of off-put from choosing Wigglytuff by the creepy version in Pocket.
So on that was our top 10 fairy-type Pokemon. Just a quick recap to end the video. We had Mega Gardevoir and Fini in 14th spot. Then we had Grimmsnarl in 13th. Whimsicott 12. Screamtail number 11. Xerneas number 10. Primarina number 9. Koko number 8. Tinkaton number 7. Alola Tails number 6. Joint 4th was Azumarill and Sylveon. Bronze was Togekiss, Silver was Gardevoir, and our winner today was, in fact, Mimikyu. Now, which means we now have 4 generations which have had a win. 2, 1, 2, 4, a 3, and a 7. The next typing to try and get a new generation to win a video is going to be...
I was actually thinking about this because we've played it very safe. Apart from normal, we've only chosen the very uncommon typings. I think we need to go for a big one. I suggest either bug type or psychic type. So we've gone through a lot of the really uncommon ones. We've played it very safe.
I'm trying to think. Which generation would like a Gen 2, a Gen 5, a Gen 6 might win?
I mean, Gen 5, bug type, I feel like has a good chance.
That's a good structure, yeah. Let's do bug next, shall we? Let's be the bug catching. Let's be bug catcher Joey. Let's...
Okay.
Oh, that's Youngster Joey.
Youngster Joey.
Yeah, I was gonna say young Joey.
What's the famous bug type trainer? Bug type trainer.
I don't know.
I got Bugsy from Gen 2, I guess.
Bugsy. That's
like that person who we don't know whether it's a girl or a boy.
It would have been awkward if he grew up to be a fire type leader, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But yeah. Right. So next time we're doing bugs. Thank you to Jack, Alka, and Mr. Burley for being in this podcast. All their links will be down in the description down below. See you guys in the next one when we do top 10 bugs. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.